Welcome. It's the Matic. It's the illest bird in the land. Welcome back to Matic. What is going on? Thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing. Let's get into today's new video. Today's new video is something that's been quite a bit of some backlash and some bit of a rumor, because at some point this was officially happened in the past. So let's talk about it. Microsoft. So Microsoft made a statement this past week, and Microsoft said, "Yo, we buying Sega. Sega gonna be ours, our game company. Ain't gonna be nobody else gaming company but ours." But Sega said, "No, we are not trying to be bought by this company because we want to stay independent." So Microsoft wants to acquire Sega, but Sega wants to remain an independent gaming company. So, woo! Interesting, very interesting. Okay, so let's talk about it. It's interesting. I think Microsoft is in a place where they're trying to make Sony somewhat jealous, because they already mentioned that Sony's winning the gaming console war. Kind of crazy, right? Like, just focus on your gaming company and try to make better games so people will see that it's a top-selling gaming console. Is my problem with Microsoft Xbox, because it's like, well, if you're gonna point the finger, it's just a little distasteful. But let's talk about it. So, there's some truth to rumors sometimes, and Sega. Originally, they were talking about acquiring Sega in 2020. I'm gonna leave the actual email up so you guys can see it, and it's interesting. I guess maybe Sega just wasn't for being purchased for Microsoft. I think personally, and this is my personal view on it, I personally think they use Sega to be like a scapegoat and say, you know what, we're gonna make it seem like we're gonna purchase them for 2023, and try to make Sony jealous, like the gaming company jealous, because now we got Sega. Now y'all can't get y'all games from Sega because this is our in-house studio for those games. So I think it's petty. I think Microsoft is very petty to throw Sega out there, but I love that Sega defended themselves to let them know, like, look, we're a 63-year-old company. We do not want to be bought. Okay. I love it. I love that Sega came with the smoke, like, like they out here capping. It's crazy, man. I mean, I get at some point that they were trying to acquire them in the past, but I guess Microsoft is still hurt a little bit. I think in their minds they say, "Yo, we got a decent relationship with Sega. We still, in our minds, we want to acquire them," because my mind's telling me no. But Sega said no. Sega wasn't having it, y'all. But let me just say this too. And you know what? I'm glad that Sega doesn't want to be acquired by Microsoft. Now, here's my reason. It makes complete sense. So Sega is worth $4.68 billion. What? Yes, they are literally making moolah, making that money, that cheddar, that mozzarella. You get what I'm saying? They do not need to be bought by any of the big three companies as an in-house studio. They're doing extremely well. You making $1 billion as a gaming company? Raggy? They're not trying to be bought. And I respect it. I respect it. I mean, there was an era where Sega was thriving at some point when I was younger as a gaming company. You know what I'm saying? They had the Sega Genesis, the Sega Game Gear. I'm taking y'all back down memory lane, but they were doing really well. The Dreamcast, hit or miss, right? But they're doing good at just making games and just distributing them to the PlayStation, Microsoft Xbox, you know what I'm saying, Nintendo Switch and even the PC. They don't need to be bought by them. And the other thing is, to me, I'm pretty sure Sega looked at Microsoft like, y'all capping. Let me tell you why. Y'all can't even get Activision. They've been trying to get Activision since earlier this year. They still have not fully acquired the rights to Activision as a gaming company. And y'all think y'all gonna purchase us? Get out of here. Sega probably was in the meeting like, they think they gonna buy us. Please. And it's crazy because I'm like, they're thriving. They don't need to be bought. If they can sell a float just making games only for the 3-gen consoles, they're doing pretty good, okay? Like, there's no way Sega like, oh man, we want to be bought. Maybe in the past, okay? But that was the past. I think Microsoft used that as leverage to try to make pretty much Sony jealous. That's what it seems like to me. I'm like, oh, y'all's out here trying to make them jealous because they're making better premiere games than y'all. They're selling more console units than y'all. So now it's a rivalry because, oh, they're doing better than us. So, you know, the big three, they've always kind of had the competitive nature. You know how the gaming industry is. But I feel like it wasn't going to happen. You guys are struggling to get Activision still. And I think Sega likes the friendship that they have, the relationship that they have as a company with Microsoft versus them being purchased. So props to Sega. Props to Sega for doing your thing and y'all flourishing with the games and stuff. Great. But you guys tell me in the comments, do you think Microsoft is salty of Sony's success as a gaming console company? My next question is, are you surprised that Sega is doing extremely well to only be making games and no longer game consoles? It is a blur living in the world, guys. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing, and also fully watching the video. Have a wonderful day, guys.